Hello guys and gals, and this is a screen cap from Discord, from my Discord. Anyways, let's see what we got here. Okay, this is the Q&A tab. It looks like we've got quite a few questions to answer here. Back on, let's see, for January, February, March, April 4th month, April 8th, 2021, I said, ask questions here, I'll answer them in a future video. And then I kind of forgot this tab existed. Sorry about that. I'm kind of late getting around to these. 6th month, let's see, April, May, June. In June 13th, Solar asked the following questions, which we will answer now. Yeah. And I didn't see these until, well, whenever I spit, let's see, 9th month, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. September 14th was when I saw this. I didn't even notice that I had new messages under Q&A. So, let's answer these. It's about time. And I think there's enough questions here to actually warrant this. Oh, how did you come to do YouTube? Okay, we're going to start off with this one. I'm going to just put my cursor over it. Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so, I joined YouTube, I'm not exactly sure when. My very first, I basically uploaded one video and then that was it. I can actually get the actual dates probably. It wouldn't take too long. But, it'll say like I've been a member of YouTube since so-and-so. Oh, what's this? I probably should have paid attention to that. Oh well. Well, we have content here. I'd have to go all the way back to the beginning. But basically I posted one video to YouTube. Then I basically didn't use YouTube again until, well, I can find out. Let me go to playlists. Here we go. It's just easier if I do it this way. This is the one right here. We're gonna click this. Let's see. April 13th of 2019. So that's when I started being really full into YouTube, was on April 13th of 2019. Basically, and it just started out as a Pokemon card opening thing, because I was opening Pokemon card tins anyways, and I thought, hey, I might as well put this up on YouTube. So yeah. I'll keep looking while I talk for my very first video. Well, I can find it, probably. I think I just have to type in PEG and it will show up. PEG. Yes, right here. 9 years ago. So basically, I joined YouTube 9 years ago. Didn't do much with it. And then, so 9 years ago would have been what? This is 2022 minus 9. 2011? Okay. And then 2 years, no, actually been 2011. Then 8 years after that, I came back. So, that's what brought me back to YouTube, was the Pokemon card openings. And then I started reading books. I used to get books free from the library, and then I would just read them. And, so yeah. Okay. The next question is, I hope I answered that one to a satisfactory degree. What is your favorite video game? Okay, that's difficult. It depends on the genre, really. Growing up, I grew up in the 90s, so I played lots of first-person shooters like Doom. Wolfenstein 3D, stuff like that. I liked obscure games also, like Dungeon Dragons Dungeon Hack, which I have been playing on the channel. I liked Brick Break games. I had an Atari 2600. Used to like Atari games, even though the graphics were kind of bad on the Atari 2600. Loved Nintendo. And I just loved video game systems in general. Favorite, though. That would be difficult. I love card games. Microsoft Solitaire is always fun. I have around 900 of those videos on the channel. So I find those challenging. Microsoft Solitaire games, card games in general. Um, that's a tough one. I do go back to first-person shooters kind of often. I had Quake, I had Heretic, Hexen, and some of those I have replaced with Steam, using Steam. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not very good at first-person shooters. And the truth about that is that even when I was a kid, I'd always use the Game Genie, to make the games easier. So it's kind of new to me to actually go through the games without cheating, which I have done on the channel. The current Hexen run is without cheats. The Doom run, it was without cheats. I need to get back to that, the Ultimate Doom. But yeah, that's a very difficult question because I like story-driven games like Dust and Elysian Tale. That one's good too. So, I like lots of them. I don't know if I actually have a favorite game. Probably Pokemon, actually. Surprisingly, it's probably Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, actually. But anyways, what sports do you like? Well, I'm not too much of a sports fan, actually. I used to like to watch horse racing. I don't bet or anything. I just liked looking at the horses because I love horses. So I don't really watch sports that much. I kind of got turned off football because I was in marching band and it would get so cold out there marching, between games at the football, between, during halftime and stuff like that. I kind of got sickened out on football. I always found baseball to be kind of boring, actually, and I never really knew what was going on with hockey or golf or any of the other games. So I don't really watch sports or even really much TV for that matter. I'm not really much of a sports fan, actually. What were you like? Okay. What were you like younger? Okay. That's a good question. Okay. When I was a kid, I went to the small high school. It's still there and everything. But I was painfully shy as a kid. Basically, I'd cry anytime I had to have to give an oral report. Stuff like that because I had a fear of crowds, and stuff like that. So, yeah, that wasn't ideal. But, eventually, I realized it didn't matter what people thought, and so it was a lot better for me that way. Um, because I used to be really drawn into what other people thought and stuff like that, and you just can't live like that. And I figured that out eventually, and my life was a lot better that way. Um, so yeah, when I was younger, I was really shy, nervous around people, and I didn't have very many friends. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, let's see. What's next? Do you have a family? Yes. Actually, I've got a rather large family. My mother and grandmother passed away. Lost my grandfathers and my great-grandfather, back when I was a kid, actually. I don't remember them very much. I only remember that I would get behind, well, that we had this well, it wasn't really a rocking chair, but it was this chair, but it was a little bit away from the wall, and I used to get back there. And, basically, when I was back there once, my grandfather died. So, that was interesting. It wasn't anything I did or anything. It was just his time to go. Probably a heart attack that killed him, I don't know. My grandfather, that was my great-grandfather, I think. My grandfather was there too. Well, I'm trying to think. Because there was my grandma Hazel, and it was her husband that died in the chair. It was my grandmother's husband that died of Parkinson's or some kind of cancer. We don't know what killed him, but he had cancer, not cancer, but Parkinson's disease. And that's basically, I remember him a little bit, but I don't really remember much because I was way too young. So I don't really remember them very much. My grandfather on my mom's side died of bone cancer. And my grandmother on that side passed away too, and then my step-grandmother did as well. So, yeah. As for extended family, I've got lots of cousins, nieces, nephews, and stuff like that. And some of them live far away. I think I've got a cousin that lives down in Arizona. I've got family that lives down in California, or over in California rather. Yeah, but some of my family do live around. But after Corona, we didn't really get together much. The family on my mom's side, I've kind of lost touch with them too, to a certain extent. But I'll have to see about rekindling that. Um, as for extended family, it's basically just me and my dad. That's about it. Oh, and here we have What Are Your Hopes and Dreams for the Future? That's a good song, though. An Undertale song at that. Hopes and Dreams. Um, yeah. Anyways, I like what I do currently, actually. Um, okay, now, let's see. Hopes and dreams. Okay. Um, I currently like what I'm doing with YouTube and stuff. I think that I'm making a difference with what I do. Um, so my aspirations, I guess, are to keep doing that. I'm basically doing what I love. I don't think I do anything different, actually. Anyways, so yeah, my hopes and dreams for the future are to keep doing YouTube and bringing joy to people's lives, I guess. So, also we have Where Are You From? Well, okay. I was born in Springfield, I believe, in I want to say I'd have to check my birth certificate actually. I'm pretty sure it was Springfield though. I was born 2 months premature. I was supposed to be born in May. I was born in March, 16th of March actually, and I almost didn't survive. I was so small I had to be kept in an incubator and fed through a tube in my head or something, or that's what they tell me. I don't know. But anyways, but yeah. Anyways, I could go into detail about another story, but it would be kind of inappropriate, and I don't want to do that. Just about a custom that was kind of big back then, and that probably isn't all that big these days. But anyways, we are going to table that. Um, it does beg the question, though, but that's okay. Never mind. Anyways, so I was born in Illinois, and my parents they live, where, well, in the same city that they do now. I remember as a kid that we used to live in a trailer, and then we moved to a house. It's a house that isn't there anymore. They tore it down. But but yeah, from. So yeah, I'm from a small town in Illinois, a rural town of around 1,200 people, maybe not. I forget what the population is of Astoria, but yeah, it's where I've basically spent most of my life. I have been out of state a few times. I've been down as far south as Biloxi, Mississippi. We took a family vacation down there because my dad used to work at a radio station. He ended up getting, I don't know, a free hotel stay down there in Biloxi, Mississippi. So we drove down there, stopped by a petrified rainforest and stuff like that. I've been I want to say I've been as far west. I think if west is towards California, I've been as far west as Texas, I say, or Texarkansas. I think that's how it's pronounced. Because I took the train and they kind of wove around. It was a 20-hour train ride. Headed to Dallas. And so I've been as far south as Dallas Fort Worth, actually. Um, as for east, I can't really say. I think I've probably been to Ohio. I've been to Ohio a few times because I've got family that live there. But basically, just that little strip down the middle, that's basically where I've been. Central time zone mainly, but though Ohio is over in a different time zone, so that was kind of fun, actually. Okay, I'll do a video. Keep them coming. Okay, and we have one final question by Crowman. One. So, is YouTube your job, or do you have a different job? Well, I could tell you my entire job history because it's kind of short. As a kid, I would help my grandmother clean one of the local churches. So there I was a janitor, and she would pay me. However, they didn't exactly put her wages into Social Security, so eventually she was self-employed and ended up owing like $2,000 to like the state because the church didn't take the money out they were supposed to, which that was kind of bad. But she still worked there for a long time until they got a different preacher who didn't think that her job was good enough, and so they let her go. Um, I used to work at a nursing home as a dishwasher for a couple years, I would say, a year or two. Then I worked at a local thrift store, manning the cash register for a year or two, at least until they closed it down. Then I was a janitor at a post office, the local post office, and the library. That was over 2 years. So every job I've ever had, I've basically worked until they basically closed the place down, or at least for 2 years. Um, Online, I had a job at it was a rock metal club called Deranged, and it was on Second Life. Um, it was really fun too. Eventually, I got sucked into World of Warcraft and stuff like that, so I eventually quit. But I worked that job for like 2 years. I mean, every job I've ever had. Then I wasn't able to get a job anymore, and even though I applied everywhere in town, I just couldn't get a job. And I haven't had a job since I want to say like 2010, and like to get a job you need like references from like 3 years ago, and so yeah, I don't get any government aid either. I used to get food stamps back when my mom was alive, but then they're like, oh, you have to do 20 hours of community service or something in order to get food stamps, and I'm like, okay, there's just no place to do 20 hours of community service around town. And so I just said, screw it. And so I don't get any financial aid at all, actually. And I don't actually get any money from YouTube either. So that might sound bad, but I've never actually been without anything. So, so yeah. So YouTube, I would consider a job, but it isn't exactly a job I get paid for. To me, it's more like community service, I suppose. I mean, I make 20 hours of videos a week, but I'm pretty sure that the state would probably not see that as, being community service. I don't see it as community service really because it's so fun. I get to make videos and I get to make people happy, and that is enough for me. Um, so yeah, um, I don't really have any regrets, and I don't really go without anything. So I might not make any money, but I make enough to get by. But yeah. Let's see. Are there any more questions? I guess there aren't. But yeah. I've had lots of jobs in the past, and I enjoyed working, but they just didn't last for very long. Basically, the post office was going through. Back then, the post office was going through, a crisis, a financial crisis, and they just couldn't afford to keep me. So there was that. But yeah, I think my life is pretty good here, so I'm not worried or anything. I've never really been worried about anything because everything just seems to work out. And I get to walk, what is it, 1,000 kilometers a year. I really do enjoy walking, that's for sure. And I used to be able to track that, but then my Fitbit quit working, and so, yeah. I don't really have a fitness tracker anymore. But that's okay. I can keep track, via Pokemon Go, basically. Which is what I basically still play quite a bit. Anyways, let's see. If you have any questions, then the link to the Discord channel will be in the description. In the description below. But anyways, I'm sure I'll get to feeling better here shortly. Sometimes it takes a week or so for me to get over this. It's just like a sinus infection or something. my sinuses are cavernous, and I have to take antihistamines before bed. Otherwise, yeah, this is what happens. Except sometimes I get sick anyways. We've been having some really weird weather where it was really hot and really cold, and that just, yeah, that does it to me. I heal fast, though, so yeah, I'll be back eventually. 100%. Besides, being sick makes it feel all the better when I'm well. If I were well all the time and never sick, then I wouldn't really appreciate being well. I know when my mom was going through cancer, good thing that missed my laptop. Okay, I don't know where the rest of that water went, but oh well. What I really like about this is there's a little cup here. I don't really use it for a cup because then it would spill and then go down the sides, but it's really cool. Walmart, baby. Ah, yeah, it's the stuff. Anyways. Oh, yeah. My mom. Yeah, she had cancer for a while. Breast cancer. They did a lumpectomy. She went through chemo. It made her super sick. She went through radiation. She had no problem with that at all. But she was a brittle diabetic, and so the chemo is basically what got her. Eventually, she died of a heart attack, though. She was cancer free because when they did the lumpectomy, they pulled out all the lymph nodes, and none of them were infected. So the chemo had actually cured her cancer. But yeah. Anyways, what was I talking about again? I honestly don't remember. I spilled my water and then. Okay. Oh well, it'll soak into the carpet. Anyways, yeah. Link to the Discord channel, the Discord server will be in the description, and you can put the questions down there. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe, ring the bell so you know when I upload. Also, if you want to support me in any way, or if you want to join the Discord server, all that information will be in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. You are loved, and have a great day.